Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 4. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janaballabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janaballabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janaballabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janaballabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Vishnupada Paramahansa Paribrajacacharya Astotara Sata Shri Srimadesi Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Vrindavan Mathura Dham Ki Jai Navadip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Jamuna Mai Ki Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 4. Bhumirapo nalo vayu kammano buddhirevacha ahankara miti amme binna prakriti rashtada. Bhumirapo nalo vayu kammano buddhirevacha ahankara miti amme binna prakriti ashtada. Bhumirapo nalo vayu kammano buddhirevacha ahankara miti amme binna prakritiya ashtada. Bhumi, earth. Apaha, water. Analaha, fire. Vayu, air. Kam, ether. Mana, mind. Buddhihi, intelligence. Eva, certainly. Cha, and. Ahankaraha, false ego. Iti, thus. Iyam, all these. Me, my. Binna, separated. Prakriti energies. Ashtada, total 8. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Altogether, these 8 comprise my separated material energies. Purport. The science of God analyzes the constitutional position of God and his diverse energies. Material nature is called Prakriti, or the energy of the Lord in his different Purusha incarnations or expansions, as described in the Sattvata Tantra. Vishnustu Trini Rupani Purusha Kyayani Ato Viduhu Ekantu Mahat Shastrir Dvitiyam tu Anda Samshritam Tritiyam Sarvabhutastam Tan Gyatva Vimuchyate. For material creation, Lord Krishna's plenary expansions assume 3 Vishnus. The first one, Mahavishnu, creates the total material energy, known as the Mahat Tattva. The second, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, enters into all the universes to create diversities in each of them. The third, Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, is diffused as the all-pervading Supersoul in all the universes and is known as Paramatma, who is present even within the atoms. Anyone who knows these 3 Vishnus can be liberated from material entanglement. This material world is a temporary manifestation of one of the energies of the Lord. All the activities of the material world are directed by the 3 Vishnus expansions of Krishna. These Purushas are called incarnations. Generally, one who does not know the science of God, Krishna, assumes that the material world is for the enjoyment of the living entities, and that the living entities are the causes, Purushas, controllers and enjoyers of the material energy. According to Bhagavad Gita, this atheistic conclusion is false. In the verse under discussion, it is stated that Krishna is the original cause of the material manifestation. Srimad Bhagavatam also confirms this. The ingredients of the material manifestation are separated energies of the Lord. Even the Brahmajyoti, which is the ultimate goal of the impersonalist, is a spiritual energy manifested in the spiritual sky. There are no spiritual diversities in the Brahmajyoti as there are in the Vaikuntha Lokas, and the impersonalist accepts this Brahmajyoti as the ultimate eternal goal. The Paramatma manifestation is also a temporary all-pervasive aspect of the Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. The Paramatma manifestation is not eternal in the spiritual void. Therefore, the factual absolute truth is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. He is the complete energetic person, and he possesses different separated and internal energies. In the material energy, the principal manifestations are 8, as above mentioned. Out of these, the first 5 manifestations, namely earth, water, fire, air, and ether, and sky, are called the 5 gigantic creations of the gross creations, within which the 5 sense objects are included. They are the manifestations of physical, sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. Material science comprises the stern items and nothing more. But the other 3 items, namely mind, intelligence, and false ego, are neglected by the materialists. Philosophers who deal with mental activities are also not perfect in knowledge, because they do not know the ultimate source, Krishna. The false ego, I am, and it is mine, which constitutes the basic principle of material existence, includes 10 sense organs for material activities. Intelligence refers to the total material creation called the Mahatattva. Therefore, from the 8 separated energies of the Lord, there are manifest the 24 elements of the material world, which are the subject matter of Sankhya philosophy. They are originally offshoots from Krishna's energies and are separated from him, but atheists, Sankhya philosophers with a poor fund of knowledge, do not know Krishna as the cause of all causes. The subject matter for discussion in the Sankhya philosophy is only the manifestation of the external energy of Krishna as it is described in the Bhagavad Gita. So as we know, as has been explained, there are different material energies, and within this material energy there is the spiritual energy or consciousness. Here in this verse, Krishna is explaining that even the material energy, earth, water, fire, air, intelligence, mind, these are his energies. Just like the prison house is the energy of the government. Just because the government, just because the prison house is a painful and unnecessary, unnecessary expense for the government, it doesn't mean it doesn't belong to the government. In fact, there is whenever the government builds a city, they build facilities for the citizens, schools, colleges, universities. They build a commercial sector, sector for industry, and they also build hospitals, all for the benefit of the citizens. But because the government knows human nature, that certain citizens are not going to follow the law and will be criminals, so for those citizens, to prevent them from disturbing the rest of society, they create a prison house. Even before they are prisoners, because they know a certain percentage of the citizens will be criminal. So in the same way, Krishna creates the whole universe for those conditioned souls who do not follow his laws. The very simple and basic definition of religion is that you follow the laws of God. Simple as that. And in every human community, there is some kind of religion, and the basic tenets of this religion are the laws of God. And to the extent that you follow the laws, so to that extent you are religious. For example, we are living here in the Western countries, and the main religion is Christianity. So the teachings of Jesus Christ, as far as I can understand them, and I was brought up in a Catholic church, is that the purpose of life is to love God, to follow his laws. In fact, when he came to Jerusalem, outside the big Jewish temple, there were many, many moneylenders and commercial enterprises, and he knocked them all over. He smashed them, and he said, this is the house of God. It's not meant for material commerce. So in the same way, if you study the different religion, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, they are nothing more than the laws of God. And the more we follow the laws of God, the more we get his attention, the more we, just like the prisoner, when he's in a prison and he reforms his character, when he comes out of the prison, the government tries to engage him in society in a positive way. So in the same way, the living entities who come into the material world, they are here for correction, for improving our character. And what does it mean to improve the character? To become honest, to become honest citizens. That means to follow the laws of God. Simple as that. Now, here in this purport, Prabhupada comments that the atheistic philosophy believes that I am this body is mine, this material world is mine, and it is meant for my enjoyment. But that is atheism. The material world is not yours. We are born with nothing, and we die with nothing. We have no right to claim proprietorship. I cannot claim proprietorship over anything in this material world because it's not mine. I didn't create it. I cannot claim it as my property any more than I can walk into somebody's house and claim, now it is my house. No. So Krishna is saying that aham sarvasya prabhavo, everything is manifested from me. Mata sarvam pravartate. Iti matva bhajantamam. One who understands this worships me. What does it mean to worship Krishna? The first step in worshiping Krishna is to acknowledge that he is the proprietor, that he is the owner of everything, he is the Bhoktaram, he is the enjoyer. Why is he the enjoyer? Because he is the owner. Bhoktaram yagatapasam, Bhoktaram yagatapasam, that he is the enjoyer of all sacrifice. And iti nyatva bhajantamam buddha bhava samanvita. One who understands this worships me and engages in my devotional service. So this is the whole idea. So here, Krishna is explaining that the 8 material elements are his Bhinna Prakriti. In the Vedas it is said that God has many, many energies. Parashya Shaktir Vividaya Sruyate Swabhava Jnana Poyanam Cha. That Krishna has many, many energies, knowledge, forgetful, everything is coming from him. So what is Krishna saying in this verse? He's saying that if you examine this material energy, you will find 2 things. First thing is, it doesn't belong to you, it belongs to me, Krishna says. It's my energy. Bhinna Prakriti. It is my external energy. So Bhinna Prakriti means it is external from Krishna. What does it mean, external? It means it is temporary. It is not the full reality. The full reality is in the spiritual world. So Krishna is mentioning this verse, these 8 elements, so that we can examine them for one important purpose. What is the purpose to examine the material elements? The purpose of examining the material elements is to understand that we are not those elements. Just like I say, my body. Just like I say, my glasses. What does this mean? The glasses are one principle, and I am another principle. I am not my glasses, and the glasses are not me. They are my glasses. I'm the proprietor of the glasses. Similarly, this is my body. The body is one principle, and the owner of the body is another principle. I am not the body, and the body is not me. The body is mine. Therefore, the conclusion is that I am not the body. So aham mameti, I am this body, is illusion. Reality is that I am spirit soul. And this is the basis of Sankhya philosophy. This philosophy was taught by Kapila Dev to his mother Devahuti. So Devahuti was a great princess. She was married to Kardama Muni, great sage. Devahuti was actually the daughter of Manu. And they had a son. They prayed for a son, just like Krishna. And Krishna himself agreed to appear as their son. And that is Kapila Dev. That is later on there was another Kapila called Nirishwar Kapila, or Kapila who is not the controller, who is not God. And the modern day Sankhya philosophy taught in India as one of the 6 darshans or the 6 philosophies is the philosophy of the atheist Kapila. But if you study Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, it is the story of the original Kapila. It's very nicely described, and the whole purpose of his explanation to his mother Devahuti is that by analyzing the material elements, we can understand that we are not those elements. Just like if you're in a prison, if you analyze a prison situation, you understand that you're not free. You're being subjected to all the rules and restrictions of the prison house. So in the same way, when we understand that we are not the material elements, then we can enter into the consciousness which is beyond material elements. And that consciousness is Krishna consciousness. And here in the Bhagavad Gita, the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna to Arjuna on the battlefield, and Arjuna understood it, Vyasadeva understood it, and the great acharyas from those days, 5,000 years ago, down to the present day, understood it. But the general mass of people did not understand. The illusion, the material illusion that are in this body is very, 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 very deep. So, to teach this philosophy again in a very simple way, Lord Krishna again appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Normally, what is the reason that people don't understand Krishna? What is the reason that people don't understand God? A very simple reason. It's because they're sinful. They don't want to surrender to God. They want to use God for their own endeavor, or they want to completely reject God from their lives and claim that they are independent. So, this sinful activity prevents us from bonding with God. Just like if I want to become your friend, if I want to have a personal, intimate relationship with you, then I have to act in a certain way. I cannot challenge you. I cannot denigrate your position. I cannot put you down. I cannot control you. What to speak of ignoring you, then there is no question of a relationship. Sometimes I look around and I see millions and millions of people who are living on this planet with us. They're not interested in God. And therefore, they don't know the signs of God. Because if you're not interested, you're not interested. If you're not interested in me, how can you have a relationship with me? So how do we become interested in God? We become interested in God by hearing. Hearing is the most important thing. Hearing wakes us up. Shrimvata swakata Krishna punya sravana kirtana. By hearing the activities of Krishna, we become enlightened. Ridi antashtoya bhadrani vidunoti suritsatam. By that hearing, everything, that ignorance within our consciousness, within our heart, and our consciousness is within the heart, not within the mind, within the heart. When that consciousness is awakened, then we become enlightened. We understand that we have a connection with the Supreme Lord, that we are not independent. And this hearing process is so powerful, and that is the way you see. We see Guru, we see Krishna, we see transcendental knowledge by hearing. And this hearing wakes us up. Not by seeing. Suppose somebody is asleep on the bed. You can make a big light show and make all kinds of gestures and movements, but you cannot wake up the person. Sound will wake him up. If you make sound, wake up. Oh, then he wakes up. So hearing is very important. So Srimvata, hearing what? Swakata Krishna. The stories about Krishna. Why is it important to hear about Krishna? It is important to hear about Krishna because we are eternally connected with him. It is already there in our heart. And by hearing, memory will come back. Coming into the material world, it's like a catastrophe, like a huge wreck, a huge accident. And in this huge accident of taking birth in this material world makes us forget who we are. Just like if you have an accident, very, very often people get amnesia because of so much pain is suffered that the mind will not dwell there. It will not go back. It is too painful. And the only cure for amnesia is to hear about our real life. And the cure of spiritual amnesia is to hear about Krishna. And when you hear about Krishna, everything is positive. Krishna is very positively explaining everything. By hearing about Krishna, you understand you're a spirit. By understanding you're a spirit, you separate from the body. You separate from birth, old age, disease, and death. You separate from the illusion that somehow I can be happy in a material world. You cannot be happy in a material world. The material world is designed to make you suffer. Just like the prison house, by design, is meant to control you and to limit you and to make you suffer. Why? Because by suffering, you become introspective. You start thinking, why am I suffering? Now, people are getting old and dying. They see that everybody, pashyan api na pashyati. Even though they see death at every moment, they still don't see. They don't apply it to themselves. But by the mercy of Krishna, by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has given us an amnesty. He has given us an opportunity to understand who we are without even having loving feelings. As I said, because we don't have any loving and positive feelings towards God, God doesn't communicate with us. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, never mind, you may not have loving feelings for me, you may not understand, but still, if you just hear the holy name, if you hear about the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, then your consciousness will be awakened. And we all have that experience. I didn't know anything about Krishna, but one day I heard some devotees chanting Hare Krishna in the street. That was it. It woke me up immediately. Oh, what is this? I want to find out more. That was Lord Chaitanya's mercy upon us. Therefore, he's called the Mahavadanya avatar. Rupa Goswami, he described Lord Chaitanya, Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate. Namo, I fall at your feet. I acknowledge you. I bow down to you. Mahavadanyaya. Mahavadana means one who gives a great gift. What is that? Krishna Prema Pradaya. He is giving love of God. Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namna Gora Tushe Namaha. I worship Lord Chaitanya, who is Krishna, but in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is a great benediction. You don't need any previous qualifications. You don't need to be a great scholar. You don't need money. You don't need anything. You just need a little sincerity. And every day you simply gather a little fruit, some flowers, some water, and you offer it to Krishna with love and affection. Krishna doesn't need our offering, but he needs our love. He needs our affection. And by practicing this process of hearing about Krishna through the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we can become free from illusion and go back home, back to Godhead. There's no reason to take another birth in this material world. If you simply chant Hare Krishna, follow the principles of sanity. What are the principles of sanity? Non-violence, truthfulness, honesty, sincerity, cleanliness. If you simply treat everyone else as your loving friend, whether it's in a human body or an animal body or an insect body or a plant body, if you see everything connected with Krishna and you treat him with love and affection and you chant the name of Krishna, then Krishna will automatically give you the opportunity to associate with him. And then you don't have to take another birth in the material world. Thank you very much. So we have some comments. So Anna Maria Monchada from South America, Hare Krishna. Mandy Prior, you're back from Barcelona? Hare Krishna. I hope you had a nice holiday. And Dharmajit Patel. So, Dharmajit. Very good. Nice name. So, Anna Maria has a question. She says, when you talk about the purpose of life, according to the Gita verse 247, you have a right to perform your duty, but you're not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of your results of your activities, and never be attached to not doing so. My question is, how do I know what is exactly my own prescribed duty? I'll tell you what your duty is. Chant Hare Krishna, offer Krishna some fruits, leaves, fruit, flower, and water every day. Chant Hare Krishna, and then automatically your duty is fulfilled. There are many, many duties in the material world. Of course, Krishna speaks this verse in Gita 247 as a precursor to Varnashrama. Whether you're a Brahminically qualified, or Kshatriya, or Vaishya, whether you're Brahminical qualified means whether you're interested in knowledge. Kshatriya means in power. Vaishya means in wealth. And Shudra means you have no ambition, you want to be taken care of as a servant. Is being taken care of by the master. So this 247 is a precursor to understanding a position in Varnashram. But Lord Chaitanya said that I don't belong to Varnashram. I'm not a Brahmana, I'm not a sannyasi, I'm not this. What am I? I am the servant of the servant of the servant, or the maintainer of the gopis, Krishna. So simply think for yourself in your heart that I am the servant of God, and my dear Krishna, my dear Supreme Lord, whatever I can do, large or small, I will do it for your pleasure, and that is your duty. So Mandy also clocked in. I have a very nice holiday, thank you. I have enjoyed your class very much. Well, I have enjoyed giving it. Thank you very much, and thank you for being patient with me. I know I don't give classes sometimes. I skip a day or two, but I do enjoy giving classes, and I appreciate that you take the time to listen. So we will see each other day after tomorrow, Friday. Haribol.